Alright, listen. This sweatshirt is no longer gonna be in the video. Screw that sweatshirt. We got a new sweatshirt right here. What's good, bro? Let me put this on real quick. Oh man, I can already feel the likes just swarming in right now. This is a great sweatshirt. I got high hopes for this. Now, if you're a new subscriber, I'm sorry for what you just watched because you probably have no idea what I'm talking about. But let's get into the video. For those of you who are new to my channel, I make Fortnite tips and tricks videos, and in this video, I'm going to show you guys exactly how to get the best landing every single time. 85% of people that watch my YouTube videos are not subscribed to my channel, so if you guys can hit that sub button and the like button for the one time, it would be greatly appreciated. So pretty much the way this video is going to be laid out is I'm just going to try and rapid fire off these tips as fast as possible. I'm not going to try and waste too much time. This is going to be one of my shorter ones, as well as I'm going to have every tip time stamped with the tip number right above the webcam, so you guys can get a better understanding about what I'm talking about and it's not random. Now, this is not going to be particular to every single landing spot in the game, but you can apply these tips to almost everywhere. All right, listen, I know we're in chapter 2 season 3 right now, but if you don't know that when you land on the lowest elevation that you have the lowest drop, then I'm finna smack you across the head. Tip number 1, make sure you always land at the lowest elevation possible. Next thing in mind is you really want to pay attention to when you're jumping out the battle bus. This is extremely crucial at any location. Now, if you're struggling and dying on your drops the second you land, that could be for a couple of reasons. Reason number 1, you guys didn't get a good observation of your surroundings before you touch ground. Whenever you're landing, you want to know who is landing with you and where exactly they might land. You want to have a general idea of where other players are on the same location as you. That way you don't run into them early game and get grief. The main thing to keep in mind whenever you touch ground is to know where you're landing at. If you're playing pubs and you just land randomly and you're playing casually, then this probably won't cater to you. Because if that's the case, then you're probably a streamer or someone who just plays casually and you don't care about where you land, you just want to get a gun. You're probably not going to have the most optimized landing. Now, if you're doing it in a competitive match, whether it be solo arena, cash cups, or any sort of scrim, then you want to have a strict landing spot every single time so you can rotate from chest to chest to chest to spawn drop, the gun drops over here and everything. You want to have a layout of exactly how you're going to land so you can perfect that spot over time. Once you land there multiple times, you're going to have a great idea of exactly how low you need to land and from where you need to deploy your shoot to get the best, most optimized drop to get the gun first. Me personally, whenever I land agency, the one thing I like to do is be the first one there. I want to be the lowest and first one there. That way I can time the drop right onto like the 4th level or 3rd level of that building, go in, grab a chest, get a gun from a floor spawn or something, and be chilling from there. Now keep in mind, you don't always have to be the lowest person to get the gun first. A place like agency has so many floors, so you'll be okay if you're a little higher than the lowest guy because they're not going to be able to reach that part. If you're dying off spawn and you're trying to learn your drop and learn your landing, what you got to do is land there over and over and over. Examine why you're dying. That way you can pinpoint the exact thing you need to work on in that particular drop or spawn or whatever. Like I said, this can go back to when you jump out the battle bus. Maybe you're not going down right away. Maybe you're going down late and you're getting more of a glide in rather than a straight drop. This could also be the fact that you're not being very aware of other players when they're landing with you. You have no idea where they are, and then it causes you to just run right into them unexpectedly, and it causes you to die. Now, one thing I know that's going to help you guys a lot, especially when you're landing, is that whenever you're going for a chest and you get 50-50, you have to know that the gun always comes out of the right side of the chest every single time. So if you guys don't know that little tip by now, keep that in mind for the next time you get 50-50 and spam the right side so hard because you'll get the gun first. So I've said this in almost every single video, but I'm not a god. I'm not some pro player, but I can tell you one thing. I know that these professional guys, they land at the same spot every single time and they rep it out and they learn exactly why they're dying off spawn, what they're doing wrong when they do that sort of thing, you know what I mean? So what I'm saying is that the most important thing is to analyze how you die every single time. That way you can constantly learn and expand your knowledge about your drop spot. Learn little things, whether it's about porta potties or maybe entrances like the agency where you can go in from the bottom and you don't have to be in the top. So if you learn all the things about your landing, then you're going to be able to not only be a good looter, but it's also going to cause you to win the fight because you're gonna know the territory better. At the end of the day though, if your mechanics aren't up to par, then you need to practice those mechanics more. You need to get better at certain drills and practice stuff in creative, maybe do some solo matches by yourself and really train to get better at that landing. Because not only landing is IQ based, but if you don't have the skill, you're just gonna die anyway. I'm gonna tell you exactly how you learn to land at any single spot in the game. I was landing agency a couple times today, right? I noticed that whenever I landed in a specific spot, that there was some guy either to my right or to my left that was way lower than me. I didn't just say, this guy got a lower landing, how's that possible? I said, okay, where is that guy landing? How did he get that spot? And maybe I did this wrong. If I'm getting one of the highest drops every single time, clearly I gotta look at where the low people are landing. That way I can get a better understanding and do that next time. So what I did was, when that bus was going over the same route like it was the other game, I just said, I'm gonna try this out, and landed where this guy landed, and I got the lowest land. It's as simple as something like that that will give you the upper hand in one of these fights. Now I fall victim to this myself, but before you even land, make sure you're not on your phone and you're not distracted. That way it won't cause you to have a late drop or have no idea where the bus is in current time. Just make sure you're focused up and you're ready to drop. Really make sure that whenever you're landing that you try and land on a gun. Now if your drop is optimized for a chest, this might be a little more challenging. In my personal opinion, unless you're landing at some sort of house, it's going to be really difficult to try and survive, especially if there's a lot of heads there if you don't get a gun right away. 9 times out of 10, my luck with chest is just dookie. I don't get very good luck with chess that often, honestly. I don't know if that's just me. Comment down below if you guys do. But the main thing to keep in mind is to honestly just try and land on a gun. If it could be a SMG or a shotgun, that's obviously ideal. So just try and land on a weapon spawn, because that will be way more consistent than a chest. A lot of times what I do is I don't know exactly where I'm gonna land every time, but I know the location. Now if this is the case, then I just kind of get the lowest drop possible. That way I'm the first one to all the options. If you're the best, most optimized drop, you're gonna have the ability to choose first about what you want to land on and what you don't. So I mean, if that's the case, then do it like that. But I do recommend landing at a set spot at the same location every single time. That way you can pick up little tips and tricks along the way as you land there, see what routes are the best, and get the most optimized drop that way. Something that I do every single time when I'm landing is to work on landing on ledges or something with a little higher elevation than where the gun actually might be. That way I can touch ground way faster. This is like a second or two more, but honestly that might be a huge difference between getting the gun and not. Make sure that as you're landing, you're assessing the situation, and you know that if you don't full send this, that you'll have a secondary option. A lot of times I see someone swoop in and snag my gun because I wasn't paying attention. Now if I had a secondary landing, then I can land on that instead and I wouldn't die off the rip. So make sure that when you're full sending a drop, that you don't actually full send it till you're 100% sure that you're gonna get it. If that's not the case, have a secondary landing so that you can land on that other gun just in case you miss it by a couple seconds. I just want to remind you guys that I do live stream on Twitch, so if you guys have any further questions, you can feel free to come through on the Twitch chat, or you can even come through on the Discord link below, and you guys can ask me any question you would like. We also have a PC related questions and Fortnite related questions chat in there as well. So if you guys need any help with anything, feel free to come through. Once again, it's been my pleasure. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day and a good night. I'll talk to y'all in the next video. Deuces. Peace.